I got this rainbow micarta blank sent in by Phillip Danner a while ago, and I've been kind of holding off on it, thinking about what I wanted to make with it. And I thought, that would make a really cool looking ice cream scoop. So let's see how it turns out. Alright, so this blank is 1 inch square and it's 5 inches long. And I was looking at this and my first thought was like a pen, but that'd be a ton of waste. So I decided to go for a handle, and that's why I was looking through my kits and I found one of my Turner's Warehouse ice cream scoops, and I thought that would be like perfect for this blank. So first steps on this thing, we need to drill a couple holes in this. One, you have a threaded rod at the end of your scoop, and that needs to have a hole deep enough to fit in there. The other thing I want to do is drill a 1/2 inch hole and put in one of those inserts. That way I can use the mandrel from stainless bottle stoppers. And having an insert, it just makes things a little bit easier when you want to screw this in and take it out for washing or anything like that. Just kind of makes things a little bit easier than just drilling in. Now, you probably could easily get away with just drilling and tapping holes or threads in this blank, but the inserts make things a little bit smoother and easier, so we're going to go for that. Now for the holes, first thing I'm going to do is drill a 3/8 hole that is long enough to fit this threaded rod. I'm not sure what the exact length is. It's like 1.25 inches or something like that. So we're going to drill that first, then I'm going to drill a 1/2 inch hole. And I forget how deep. I'm going to measure the actual insert, but deep enough for the insert to sit flush. So let's head over to the lathe and we'll get our holes drilled, and then it's just time to turn it up. All right, so I've made sure everything fits well. Now it's just a matter of gluing this little guy in. I'm going to use some 5-minute epoxy, and I prefer letting these things sit overnight just to make sure the epoxy is fully set up, fully hardened, and it's at full strength. I think you could probably get away with just leaving it for like 30 minutes or so, but just to make sure, it's always best to just let things sit as long as they can for full cure, as long as you have the time. So let's get some glue on this thing, and then we'll come back tomorrow and we will get this thing turned up. Well, all I can say is, wow, this thing turned out amazing. It turned out way better than I expected. And I actually had pretty high expectations with this. I thought it was going to turn out cool, and it looks even better than I, could have possibly hoped. So it was really fun to turn, and this is going to be our ice cream scoop going forward now. Phillip Danner sent this in, and if you want to pick one up, I'm sure he could probably make you one of these guys. Head over to dannerbuilds.com. He also makes and sells really good silicone molds. And he sent in all of the crystals that we were playing with. So if you want to pick up some of those to have a little bit of fun with, he's got all that stuff over on his website. You could probably also get a hold of him on Instagram as well. So either Phillip Danner or Danner Builds on Instagram. Give him a follow over there too, because he makes some really awesome stuff. So it's fun to see what he's always up to over there. So really awesome project. And I actually have one more of these blanks, and I thought, I could make something else, but why not share the love? So if you would like to win this blank, it's the same size, 1 inch by 1 inch by 5 inches. You could make your own ice cream scoop handle or a pen or whatever you wanted to make. So if you want to get entered into the giveaway to win this guy, down in the comments, leave a comment and add the word rainbow somewhere in your comment. And you will be entered, and then about a week from now, we'll come back and I'll get the computer program out and it'll choose one of those comments. So pretty cool. So just leave one comment and one entry per person, please. But yeah, so, and I also have to put another stipulation on it. If you are outside of the US, and I know you guys are not going to like this, but the shipping costs are so high. If you're outside of the US, just be prepared. I'm going to have you guys pay for shipping to get it across the pond or wherever you're at. In the US, I'll ship it for free. And I'll give you guys a little bit of a discount if you're outside. If somebody wins that's outside of the US, I'll add in what I would have paid to ship, so I'll deduct the amount from that. But a little bit of help for the shipping if it is international for you guys. And I do apologize for that, but it's a pain. It's pretty expensive. So anyway, get those comments down below. Get that word rainbow. That's the key word. If you don't add the word rainbow, and make sure you spell it correctly, because I'm going to be using a computer program that I'm going to type in the word rainbow, and if it doesn't match, if your rainbow is misspelled, you wouldn't be entered. So make sure to get that spelling correct. So anyway, pretty fun project. I had a blast making this thing. Again, head over to Phillip Danner's website, dannerbuilds.com, and go and follow him. There's links down in the show notes and all that stuff. But pretty awesome. I'm very happy with this. Very fun project. One other little thing to mention is I ended up going with a CA finish. You could just polish this out. The only thing was I wasn't sure what the material was or how glossy it was going to end up if I buffed it out. And so I just decided to go for CA finish. There's no reason, you don't need to do that. But I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to have to redo it if I didn't like the shine. So CA finish works fine on this, but I just wanted to kind of mention that. And don't forget, guys, I have an ebook, The Beginner's Guide to Resin Casting. It is meant for the absolute beginner, somebody that's kind of on the precipice but really hasn't pulled the trigger because just seems like they don't have the full picture of what's going on. It'll help you with, what do you need to think about with safety issues? What tools and supplies do you need? What's the difference between these resins? How do I pick one? It is meant to kind of give you that baseline knowledge. It doesn't matter what kind of, resin casting projects you want to make. It's just, how does resin work, basically? And it's meant to just get you over that initial, learning curve. I know a lot of people who say, I want to get into it, but they don't pull the trigger because they just don't seem to have all of the information necessary to say, okay, I'm going to go get the resin and start doing this stuff. That's why I made it, and it's helped lots of people. It's gotten really good reviews. So I just wanted to kind of share that with you guys. If that's something that might be interesting to you, might help out, head over to my website and pick up a copy. So links on the screen and down in the show notes. I appreciate all of you guys' support. And of course, obviously, that also helps support the show if you want to pick up a book. So until next time, guys, thanks for watching this video, and happy casting.